Britain's Got Talent has featured thousands of performances over the years, but only a handful have completely changed the atmosphere inside the theater before the judges had even spoken. In one of the season's most talked about auditions, the performance group Antigravity transformed the BGT stage into what appeared to be a living video game, blending synchronized choreography with large-scale projection visuals that continuously evolved throughout the routine. What began as an innovative performance quickly became one of the show's defining moments, not only because of the technology on display, but because of what happened immediately afterward. According to the broadcast, both Simon Cowell and Alessia Dixon appeared ready to reach for the golden buzzer, creating a dramatic moment that viewers would continue discussing long after the episode aired. It was a rare sequence that combined cutting-edge visual storytelling with genuine surprise, leaving audiences wondering how the performance had been created and why it generated such an extraordinary reaction from the judging panel. But to understand why this audition became so memorable, it's important to start long before the golden buzzer was ever in sight. When Antigravity walked onto the Britain's Got Talent stage, there was little indication that viewers were about to witness one of the season's most visually ambitious performances.
Presenter TV. Unlike traditional dance groups that rely primarily on choreography, or technology acts that focus almost entirely on special effects, Antigravity introduced a concept that blended live movement with synchronized projection mapping. From the opening seconds, the stage was transformed into a constantly changing digital environment that appeared to react to every movement made by the performers. Rather than presenting isolated visual tricks, the routine unfolded like a continuous story, guiding the audience through environments inspired by classic arcade games, futuristic landscapes, and cinematic action sequences. This approach immediately distinguished the act from previous technology-based performances seen on the show. Instead of asking viewers to admire the equipment, Antigravity encouraged them to become immersed in the experience itself. As the performance progressed, reactions inside the theater suggested that the audience had stopped trying to predict what would happen next and had instead become fully engaged with the unfolding spectacle. But the visual effects were only one part of what made the performance remarkable. One of the defining characteristics of Antigravity's performance was the way technology supported the narrative instead of dominating it. Projection mapping has appeared in live entertainment before, but the level of synchronization required for this performance elevated the concept significantly.
Presenter TV. Every movement had to align precisely with animated visuals projected across the stage floor and surrounding surfaces. A single mistimed step could disrupt the illusion entirely, making preparation and coordination essential. As the routine progressed, audiences were taken through multiple visual environments that appeared to evolve in real time. At various moments, performers seemed to dodge obstacles, leap between platforms, and navigate environments resembling interactive video games. The seamless relationship between choreography and projection created the impression that the performers were influencing the digital world around them. According to reactions captured during the broadcast, the audience responded not only to the complexity of the visuals, but also to the storytelling they enabled. Rather than functioning as background decoration, the projections became active participants in the performance. By the midpoint of the routine, it was becoming increasingly clear that the judges were witnessing something very different from a conventional dance act. Yet the biggest surprise was still waiting. As the performance moved into its second half, the atmosphere inside the theater changed in a noticeable way. Early applause gave way to something far less common during a live talent competition: extended silence. Rather than signaling uncertainty, the quiet reflected complete attention. Audience members appeared focused on following the rapidly changing visuals, anticipating how each sequence would connect to the next. The routine no longer resembled a standard dance performance. It had evolved into a cinematic experience where choreography, music, and projection mapping worked together to create the illusion of a living digital world. Every transition introduced a new environment, each more ambitious than the last. One moment suggested an endless runner game, while the next shifted into scenes that resembled science fiction adventures and fast-paced action sequences. What impressed many viewers was not simply the scale of the visuals, but the precision required to execute them. Every performer needed to arrive at the correct position at exactly the right moment to preserve the illusion. Even a slight delay could have exposed the mechanics behind the performance. Yet, from the audience's perspective, everything appeared effortless. The judges also seemed increasingly engaged as the routine progressed. Their expressions suggested that they were no longer evaluating technical execution alone, but considering the originality of the overall concept. According to the broadcast, the audience responded with growing enthusiasm as each new visual sequence unfolded, creating an atmosphere where anticipation became just as important as the choreography itself.
By the time the performance approached its conclusion, it had become clear that viewers were witnessing one of the season's most technically ambitious acts. But the most talked about moment had not yet arrived. When the final sequence came to an end, the theater erupted into sustained applause. Audience members rose to their feet, while the judges prepared to share their reactions. Up to that point, the performance had already distinguished itself through innovation and technical precision. However, what followed quickly became one of the most discussed moments surrounding the audition. During the judges' response, the broadcast captured a brief but highly dramatic sequence involving the golden buzzer. According to what viewers saw on screen, both Simon Cowell and Alicia Dixon appeared ready to press the golden buzzer almost simultaneously. The moment unfolded within seconds, yet it immediately became a major talking point among fans. Social media discussions focused not only on the performance itself, but also on the split-second timing of the judges' reactions. For many viewers, this added another layer of excitement to an audition that had already exceeded expectations. While the exact timing happened very quickly, the broadcast created the impression that multiple judges felt the performance deserved immediate recognition. That reaction underscored how strongly the act had resonated inside the theater.
Golden buzzers are intended for performances that leave an exceptional impression, and moments where more than one judge appears eager to use that opportunity are naturally memorable. Whether audiences were discussing the breathtaking visuals, the seamless storytelling, or the dramatic conclusion, Antigravity had accomplished something that every contestant hopes to achieve. They created a performance that people continued talking about after the episode ended. Yet the broader significance of their audition extended beyond one memorable television moment, and that lasting impact would become even clearer afterward. One reason Antigravity's audition attracted so much attention was that it challenged a common assumption about technology-driven performances. In many televised competitions, advanced visuals can sometimes overshadow the performers themselves, leaving audiences impressed by the equipment rather than the artistry. Antigravity avoided that problem by making the technology feel almost invisible. Instead of becoming the focus, the projection system functioned as an extension of the choreography, allowing movement and storytelling to remain at the center of the experience. Throughout the routine, every visual sequence appeared carefully connected to the performer's actions, creating the impression that the digital environment was responding in real time. This approach required far more than technical expertise. It demanded extraordinary timing, coordination, and rehearsal because every movement had to align perfectly with the projected animation. Industry professionals often note that projection-based performances leave very little room for error, since even a minor delay can interrupt the illusion. According to the reactions shown during the broadcast, viewers responded not simply because the visuals looked impressive, but because the performance created a complete narrative from beginning to end. Rather than presenting isolated moments designed to surprise the audience, Antigravity delivered a continuous experience in which each scene naturally led into the next. That storytelling approach helped distinguish the act from many previous technology-based auditions and demonstrated that innovation in live entertainment is not only about introducing new tools, but about using those tools to create an emotional connection. By the end of the performance, many viewers appeared to remember the feeling the act created, rather than the equipment that made it possible. That distinction is often what separates a memorable performance from one that continues to be discussed long after the competition moves on. The conversation surrounding Antigravity did not end when the judges finished speaking. As clips from the audition began circulating online, viewers started replaying key moments to better understand how the performance had been achieved.
Many comments focused on the seamless coordination between the performers and the projected visuals, while others debated which sequence had been the most technically impressive. Some viewers compared the routine to a live-action video game, while others described it as a cinematic experience presented inside a television talent competition. Another major topic of discussion centered on the dramatic golden buzzer moment. The brief sequence involving Simon Cowell and Alicia Dixon quickly became one of the most replayed portions of the broadcast, with fans sharing their interpretations of the split-second decision and discussing how unusual it was to witness such an immediate reaction from more than one judge. Although opinions naturally varied, the overall response suggested that Antigravity had achieved something increasingly rare in modern entertainment. They created a performance that audiences wanted to watch more than once. Each replay allowed viewers to notice details they had missed during the original broadcast, from subtle choreography to precisely timed visual transitions. This kind of repeat viewing is particularly significant because it extends the lifespan of a performance well beyond its initial television appearance. Rather than fading after a single broadcast, the audition continued generating discussion across multiple platforms, introducing new audiences to the act and reinforcing its reputation as one of the season's most visually distinctive performances.
Presenter TV. For many viewers, the lasting conversation demonstrated that memorable entertainment is often measured not only by the immediate applause inside the theater, but also by the willingness of audiences to revisit, analyze, and share the experience long afterward. Beyond the applause and the golden buzzer, Antigravity's audition highlighted a broader trend that has been shaping live entertainment for several years. Audiences today have access to an endless stream of digital content, making it increasingly difficult for performers to create experiences that genuinely feel new. As technology becomes more advanced, viewers are no longer impressed by visual effects alone. Instead, they expect those effects to support meaningful storytelling and memorable performances. Antigravity appeared to recognize that shift. Rather than treating projection technology as the centerpiece of the act, they integrated it into every aspect of the choreography, allowing movement, music, and visual design to function as a single creative experience. This approach reflected a growing direction within live entertainment, where the boundaries between dance, digital art, gaming, and cinematic production continue to blur. Industry observers have noted that audiences are becoming more responsive to performances that combine multiple artistic disciplines instead of relying on one element alone. In that context, Antigravity's appearance represented more than a successful audition.
Presenter TV demonstrated how traditional stage performances can evolve while still maintaining a strong emotional connection with viewers. The routine also illustrated that innovation is not necessarily about using the newest technology available. It is about applying familiar tools in ways that feel original, purposeful, and emotionally engaging. Whether future contestants adopt similar concepts or develop entirely new approaches, performances like this often influence the creative direction of talent competitions for years to come. While only time will determine the long-term impact of Antigravity's audition, its combination of storytelling, choreography, and digital visuals has already established a new benchmark that future acts may inevitably be compared against. Looking back, it becomes clear that Antigravity's audition was remembered for much more than its dramatic conclusion. The golden buzzer certainly provided one of the season's most talked about television moments, particularly because of the split-second reaction captured during the judges' response. Yet the lasting impact of the performance came from something much deeper. It demonstrated how creativity can transform familiar technology into an emotional experience capable of captivating both a live audience and millions of viewers at home. Throughout the routine, every visual effect supported the story rather than distracting from it, allowing the performers themselves to remain at the heart of the presentation. That balance between innovation and human performance is often what separates memorable television from moments that continue to be discussed long after the broadcast has ended. As clips of the audition continued circulating online, many viewers returned not simply to admire the visual effects, but to experience the performance again from a different perspective, discovering new details with each viewing. In many ways, that repeated engagement may be the strongest measure of success for any live performance. It reflects an experience that continues to spark curiosity, conversation, and appreciation well beyond the original broadcast. Whether remembered for its cinematic storytelling, its extraordinary synchronization, or the unforgettable golden buzzer moment that followed, Antigravity's appearance demonstrated that live entertainment continues to evolve in unexpected ways. More importantly, it reminded audiences that even in an era dominated by digital media, truly original performances still have the power to surprise, unite, and inspire millions of people around the world.